In one single week this June, Databricks announced more than 20 products. One of them watches your pipelines while you sleep, finds the root cause of failures, and tests its own fix before you even wake up. If you work in data, or you want to, this is not just another product launch. This is Databricks openly trying to collapse the warehouse, the operational database, the real-time layer, and the AI layer into one single system. In the next 15 minutes, I'll break down the 6 announcements that actually matter, what's real versus what's hype, and exactly what you should learn to stay ahead. Let's go. First, the big picture. Data and AI Summit 2026. Over 30,000 people in San Francisco, and more than 20 major launches in 4 days. But every single announcement points at one thesis. The thesis is this: Databricks believes your warehouse, your transactional database, your real-time serving layer, and your AI governance should not be for separate systems glued together by ETL pipelines. They should be one platform, sitting on open formats, with AI agents handling the operational grunt work. Whether you love that vision or fear the lock-in, every announcement fits it. Let's start with the one closest to daily data engineering work. Number 1. Lakeflow, the data engineering layer, got the biggest practical upgrades of the summit. 3 things went generally available. Lakeflow Connect crossed 100 built-in connectors, so ingesting from Salesforce, Workday, NetSuite, and most enterprise systems no longer needs custom code or a separate Fivetran bill. Lakeflow Designer is a no-code builder where you describe a pipeline in plain English, and it generates a real, editable Spark declarative pipeline underneath, not a black box. And Lakeflow jobs went fully serverless, with triggers that fire when data is actually ready, instead of dumb fixed schedules. Here's the shape of it. Sources flow through Lakeflow Connect into open Delta or Iceberg tables. Spark declarative pipelines transform them, and everything lands directly in serving and AI. Notice what's missing: no separate ingestion vendor, no separate orchestrator, no separate streaming engine. That is deliberate. Databricks is aiming squarely at the Fivetran plus Airflow plus Flink stack that most of us run today. And the sleeper hit: real-time mode for Spark declarative pipelines, now generally available. End-to-end streaming latency as low as 5 milliseconds inside Spark itself, using the same declarative SQL or Python you write for batch. For years, the answer to sub-second streaming was, go set up Flink and maintain a second codebase. If real-time mode holds up in production, that second codebase, and the Flink specialist salary that comes with it, becomes optional. This is the single most job-relevant announcement of the summit. This is what that looks like. One declarative statement. Create streaming table, select, filter. The engine decides how to run it. Batch, microbatch, or now, real-time at millisecond latency. You don't rewrite anything. The skill that matters here is not learning a new framework. It's writing clean declarative transformations and understanding what the engine does underneath. Keep that in mind for the end of this video. So that's data flowing in, but the summit's flashiest launch is about serving it back out at speeds that used to require a completely different class of database. Number 2. Lakehouse RT, a new real-time warehouse, and a brand new query engine underneath it. Lakehouse RT is a new SQL warehouse type that answers queries in about 10 milliseconds on smaller datasets and under 100 milliseconds on large ones, sustaining 12,000 queries per second, directly on your governed Delta and Iceberg tables. Today, teams copy data out of the Lakehouse into ClickHouse, Druid, or Pinot to get that speed, and then babysit the sync forever. Lakehouse RT exists to delete that copy. It's in beta, and early customers are reporting up to 16 times better performance than their previous real-time databases. Though, as always, treat vendor-reported benchmarks with healthy skepticism until you run your own. The engine behind it is called Reyden, and the origin story is genuinely interesting. Databricks says it was built by learning from trillions of real production queries across their platform, using machine learning to pick algorithms and optimizations for millisecond workloads. An ML-trained query engine. Whether it beats hand-tuned specialist databases in the real world is the open question of 2026. Number 3 is the most architecturally radical announcement: LTAP. LTAP stands for Lake Transactional Analytical Processing. The idea, your application writes rows into Postgres, that's Lakebase. The platform automatically converts that row data into columnar delta and Iceberg format at right time. Your analytics, your dashboards, your AI, they read the same single copy. No overnight sync job. No CDC pipeline to babysit. No, the warehouse is 6 hours behind conversations. And notably, the writer library that does the row-to-columnar conversion will be open source, so it isn't locked to Databricks. It's announced as coming soon, not shipping today, but this is a direct attempt to kill the most common ETL pipeline in existence, the one between your app database and your warehouse. Look at this flow and count what's gone. The CDC connector, gone. The staging area, gone. The nightly batch job and the freshness lag, gone. If you're a data engineer whose main job is maintaining app-to-warehouse sync pipelines, this is the announcement to watch closely, because it's aimed at automating your Tuesday. And that's a theme we need to talk about directly. Number 4. Lakebase, the managed Postgres that Databricks launched last year, got serious enterprise muscle. 4 upgrades. Cross-cloud disaster recovery, the first fully managed failover between cloud providers for serverless Postgres. Git-style branching, where you can branch an entire database in about 500 milliseconds, test against real production data, and roll back instantly thousands of isolated environments without duplicating data. Scale to 0, so idle dev and staging databases stop billing you. And Lakebase search, in beta, hybrid vector plus full-text retrieval natively in Postgres, claiming support for over 1 billion vectors with 32x compression. The message is clear. Databricks wants Postgres skills to be core Lakehouse skills. Remember that for the learning list. Now, every data engineer knows this moment. The 3 a.m. alert, the red dashboard, the frantic scramble for root cause while the business screams. The next announcement is Databricks claiming this moment is about to stop being your job. Number 5. The Genie family of AI agents. And yes, we're going to have the honest conversation about your job. 3 Genies matter for us. Genie Code, now generally available, is a coding agent trained with your organization's actual platform context. It knows your tables, your lineage, your conventions. Genie ZeroOps, in preview, is the headline, an autonomous background agent that continuously watches your pipelines and models, and when something breaks, it traces the failure through the lineage graph, identifies root cause, builds a fix, and tests that fix on an isolated shallow clone of the data, then brings it to you for approval. And Genie 1 lets business teams query data and build reports across 50+ connected apps without filing a ticket to the data team. So, honestly, is ZeroOps taking data engineering jobs? Here's my straight answer. It eliminates toil, the 3 a.m. debugging session, the 4-hour root cause hunt. It does not eliminate judgment. A human still approves the fix before production. A human still designs the system, decides the trade-offs, and owns correctness when the CFO asks why the revenue number was wrong, because you cannot fire an agent. But the shape of the job genuinely shifts. Less time writing fixes, more time reviewing fixes an agent proposes. Supervising AI work is becoming a core data engineering skill, and pretending otherwise is how you get blindsided. Also worth knowing, Genie pricing is pay-as-you-go with a free monthly allowance per user. No seat licenses, which means your company will probably turn it on. Number 6. Rapid fire on the remaining announcements that actually affect your daily work. Iceberg version 3 support went GA, and here's why it matters. Delta and Iceberg tables can now share the same physical parquet files, using deletion vectors and row lineage. The format war is quietly ending in a tie, and the answer is, learn the concepts, both formats converge. LakeBridge, the free AI-powered migration tool, matured. It converts SQL and assesses migrations from legacy warehouses, which means migration projects, a classic data engineering revenue stream, are getting automated too. Unity AI Gateway went GA, one governance layer for every model and agent, with hard spend caps and smart routing. The thing every company discovers they need 3 months after their AI bill explodes. And the free edition now includes Genie Code, serverless GPUs, and Lakebase, which matters for one specific reason. You can practice all of this for free. Which brings us to the only question that matters. What should you actually learn? Here's my priority list, based on what just shipped. For things. First, Spark declarative pipelines. With real-time mode, one declarative skill now covers batch and millisecond streaming, and that consolidation is where hiring will follow. Second, go deep on open table formats, not just using Delta or Iceberg, but understanding deletion vectors, snapshots, and compaction, because every announcement today sits on top of them. Third, Postgres, Lakebase, LTAP, and Lakebase search just made boring old Postgres a first-class Lakehouse skill again. And fourth, the uncomfortable one, practice supervising AI agents. Turn on the free tier, let Genie code write a pipeline, and get good at spotting where it's wrong. The engineer who can catch an agent's subtle mistake in review is the engineer who stays expensive. And what can you ignore for now? The private previews, App Builder, and Customer Lake. Unless you work in marketing tech. Vendor benchmarks for Reyden and Lakehouse are T, until independent numbers exist. And most importantly, panic. Nothing announced this June removes the need for people who deeply understand data systems. It removes the need for people who only do the parts a script can do. There's a difference, and which side of it you're on is a choice. Step back, and the pattern is unmistakable. The warehouse, the app database, the streaming layer, the serving layer, the AI, they are collapsing into one system, on open formats, patrolled by agents. The engineers who in the next 5 years won't be the ones who mastered one tool in the old stack. They'll be the ones who understand the whole system, end to end, and can supervise the AI that operates it. That's Data and AI Summit 2026, 20+ launches, 6 that matter, and 4 things worth learning. If this breakdown saved you a week of reading press releases, subscribe to Data Depth. I cover the real skills, real tools, and real interview questions for data engineers every single week. Drop a comment with which announcement you'd bet your career on. I read every one. See you in the next video.